And don't you below, let us our home adore, our hearts joy recline in Prasipio, and like a bright star shine it, Matris and Bremio, Alpha Isato, Alpha Isato.
Outside, everybody thought I was a party girl and that I was a lovely girl, and I'm sure I was. But inside, I was so empty, I was so sad, and just no peace in my heart at all.
Roll on, boys, save a place for me. I'm getting so tired of the company.
This has been a very special programme for me because when I heard that Madeleine Bell was interested to come and sing and be prepared to be part of this show, I was so excited. I was so excited.
All is bright.
That is just amazing.
Ooh, we do it. In the bleak midwinter, frosty wind mid morn, earth stood hard as iron, water like a stone. Snow had fallen, snow on snow, snow on snow. In the bleak midwinter, long ago. Our God, heaven cannot hold him, nor earth sustain. Heaven and earth shall flee away when he comes to reign. In the bleak midwinter, a stable place sufficed. The Lord God Almighty, Jesus Christ.
A Christmas album, it's really special because Christmas is special. So I thought, okay, I'll make a Celtic album, and it's a way of reaching people that or don't want to believe or have just left the religion behind them, but they still love Christmas. They still wonder why they love Christmas.
Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing.
I come from a wonderful family, northwest of Ireland, Donegal, and you know the mountain, this big mountain behind me, and I could see the sea from my home. And it was just fantastic. It was a fantastic area to grow up. I'm the eldest of 9, so we were out playing all the time and making up different games and everything. So it was fantastic childhood. There was always music in the house because my father, when I was growing up, he had a show band, so he would be practicing in the front parlour, in the front room of the house. My father still performs in his own pub. He's 83 now, and I like to get up and sing with him whenever I go home to Donegal.
But I, being young and foolish, with her would not agree.
If you look around at the beauty of this place, and you know, with the mountains and the valleys and the sea and everything around us, it has an awful lot to do with the sound that we created. And so with my grandparents sort of teaching us and at school, and my mother as well, teaching us the Gaelic songs, and Harry's Game in particular is a pure example of how we use the Gaelic language. I think music has been used so much when you hear, whether it's Handel's Messiah, to myself singing or whatever, it just translates so much to people. And it's fantastic for me as a singer to be able to, maybe people that don't realise it would listen to a song and it would touch their heart because there's something in it that they need.
The angel Gabriel from heaven came, his wings as drifted snow, his eyes as flame. All hail, said he, thou lowly maiden Mary, most highly favoured lady, Gloria. For known a blessed mother thou shalt be, all generations laud and honour thee. Thy son shall be Emmanuel, by seers foretold, most highly favoured lady, Gloria.
We ended up performing before my dad would get on stage, and so sort of the group naturally just developed from what we did in Leo's Tavern. I started to learn the harp in the convent when I was sent to boarding school. We won a contest, and it was in 1970. We were still at college, at school, and part of the competition was recording an album at that time, and we didn't get around to doing that till 1973. First of all, we didn't know how to do it or even think about it. It was the Irish Folk Festival tour that we were invited to play on. They were doing 35 cities around Germany.
I give them my station wagon, a new car. I said, take it with you, and they were able to travel with the car from venue to venue and all like that. And they tied the double bass up on the top of it.
The very last concert was in the Berlin Philharmonic, and we got a standing ovation, and we went, is somebody trying to tell us something? So we went into the dressing room and we looked at each other and we said, and this was 1976, you know, we just looked at each other and we said, will we go professional for a while and see what happens?
Uit vanavond niet meer zult vergeten. Claret!
Claret happened naturally, and I think that that's why there's so much soul and feeling in this sound that Claret developed. And so you count in. Okay, give me the bell.
I'm rolling.
Okay.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay. Remember Christ our Saviour was born on Christmas Day, to save our soul from Satan's power when we have gone astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy. Blessed babe was born, laid within a manger upon this blessed morn, through which his mother Mary did nothing take in scorn. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Madeline, how are you? How are you? No, it's up here, is it?
Yeah.
I haven't been here yet. Hello. That is so exciting for me. How are you?
I'm fine,
Oh
I'm
my
fine.
goodness. Thank
Oh.
you so much for coming. You look absolutely amazing.
I'm still hanging in there, ain't I?
You are hanging and more with bells on.
Oh,
Come on.
No, she's using
I
puns
know.
now.
I know. You know what? I didn't even realize I did.
You know the great thing is that
Moya, I'm golf.
we've got
No, I know.
Nice to
I
meet you.
feel as if I know you too. Nice to meet
Very
you.
nice to
Nice.
we have the same initials.
Yes.
And B. Hey, babe. That is great. It didn't dawn on me. Yeah.
Popular. You, me, and Max Bygraves.
That's fantastic.
I better call up the Queen. It's only better she knows, she knows. What we need is a great big bell.
I was so excited because I remember Blue Mink and I remember just her singing, and she's just this awesome person. And I was kind of even a bit scared or, you know, in anticipation of meeting her.
Roll along, boys, save a place for me. I'm getting so tired of the company. I'm getting back looks from the big white man.
I didn't know what she'd be like, but she is just incredible. The minute we met, we clicked.
Silent night, hold mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in a heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
So different to her voice-wise. I grew up admiring and loving and wanting to sound like that. So to share and to be able to sing together, singing Silent Night together is just wonderful.
Moya is sweet. Today is the first time we met, and she's lovely. We got on straight away. We actually sang together, and that's not easy to do. I mean, we're two completely different kinds of singers, but we could sing something together. I have always felt like I was blessed. I'm at my age, which I won't say what it is. I've lost so many friends, but I've made it. I'm still here, and I think it's because I'm a blessed child. And I wasn't blessed with children, but I was blessed with everything else, you know. So my grandmother, I think, and my mom would still be proud of me. I know my mom was very proud of me, and my grandmother was proud of me. But though my grandmother never got to see me perform, my mother saw me perform. She came to Holland with me. She went everywhere with me. Everybody knew my mother, Evelyn. And she would be really pleased to know that I'm still doing it, and I've still, what we call, kept the faith. I still keep the faith. I still have my beliefs.
It was, you know, glitz and glam for a while. We did an album, Bonner was singing with us, and it was kind of, it was amazing, and it was great times. But, you know, being on stage is not really, you know, are you happy with the way you live your life? I knew I wasn't, and I was still holding back and searching, because you're always afraid to go there. You're always afraid to find out, because it mightn't suit you, or it might restrict you in doing, not having a good time, you know, or something as silly as that. And so, you know, it wasn't until, you know, I had a lot of dark times in my life, broken marriage, just really looking at it, and I did write about it in a book, because I thought that it might interest people, that somebody that's on a stage is really just an ordinary person.
Good people, on this Christmas time, consider well and bear in mind what our good God for us has done in sending His beloved Son. With Mary holy we should pray to God with love this Christmas day in Bethlehem. Upon that morn there was a blessed Messiah born. Near Bethlehem did shepherds meet their flocks of lambs and feeding sheep, to whom God's angels did appear, which put the shepherds in great fear. Prepare and go, the angel said, to Bethlehem. Be not afraid, for there you will find this happy morn, a princely baby, sweet Jesus born.
You know, one of the things that happened to me earlier on in my life was something, you know, that wouldn't be proud of. I had an abortion. And, you know, I had it and I thought I could put it in the back of my head and that's the end of it and everything like that. But when I wrote the book, it showed me so much about myself, because it was from that time that it looked like I lost respect for myself as a person. You know, I was drinking more, I got into drugs and everything. And it's all a cover-up. It's all a cover-up from just not wanting to face maybe something that disturbs you, something that might make you feel guilty.
With thankful heart and joyful mind, the shepherds went the babe to find, and as God's angel had foretold, they did our Savior Christ behold. Within a manger he was laid, and by his side the Virgin maid, attending on the Lord of life, who came to earth to end all strife.
At the end of 1986, having had a broken marriage, an abortion, I became pregnant again. And this time I was very, very happy, because I thought that this was my way of finding my way back, because I was going to have it. I told my parents and I told my brothers and sisters, and I thought things would be well. I thought things would get better through having this child. But unfortunately, I had a miscarriage.
No place to hide dreams in crying faces, nowhere to turn to, an ancient town.
And it just really shook me up. It was kind of, I felt that it was really, it brought me down to rock bottom, having the kind of life that I was leading at that stage, and then having the miscarriage. So it was at this stage definitely that I knew that I had to do something about the way I was living my life.
I know you told me that I'm not alone. You know you couldn't do it on my own. See, my eyes are older now, broken dreams behind.
One day I did come across, I opened a drawer and my grandmother had given me a prayer book many, many years ago, and it was sitting there, and I just opened it and I started to pray. And what I saw in the book was forgiveness. I saw in the book that I could ask the Lord to guide me. And it was all of a sudden knowing that somebody else was in my life that would help me and seriously help me, but I needed to ask. And that was the biggest thing about just, you know, opening. Everybody says, you know, oh, if God knows this is happening, why doesn't He do it? God gave us a choice. We need to ask. So we need to present our cases in front of Him. And that was specifically in the prayers that I found, was the fact, you know, knock and the door will be open to you.
I remember she used to have a guitar, and she would have her acoustic guitar and across
it's just all the, you know, when there's some of the, when it's the newer songs, and then the jigs and reels.
With money you have lots of friends. They come crowding around your door. But when your money's gone and no spending ends, they don't come around anymore. Rich relations they give crust of bread inside. You can help yourself, but don't you take too much. Mama may have, Papa may have, but God bless the child that's got his own. I've got my own. I've got my own.
Hey, fantastic. Whoa, that is just amazing.
Ooh, we do it.
Christmas Day is a very, very important time. It's love. I mean, people love each other at Christmas time. Everybody wants to see their family. Some people don't want to see their family, but everybody tries to see their family. I think Christmas is a good time for people to get back together. They may not have seen their family all year, but they do their best to get home for Christmas. So I'm very close to it. But I seem now at this point in my life, I seem to be working on Christmas Day. Every year I'm working on Christmas Day. But when you're in show business, if you're not working, you're wondering, why not?
Christmas is special, and I was brought up in Donegal. It was such a family time. Families get together, families that don't see each other from one end of the year to the other. They'll bring their children, their grandchildren. So it's precious in that time that it still has those morals and that people relate to it. And it's the beginning of the most important time of history.
Oh, that we were there, oh, that we were there. To be some Gaudia, if that baby not there, there are angels singing, oh, Bagantika, there the bells are ringing, rages Curia, oh, that we were there, oh, that we were there.